we'll realize if we've overstepped because we can follow the clue that gets us back to where we need to go.
I love frameworks because you can point to like, all right, I'm missing here. I haven't gotten this piece. And so they're predictable, they're scalable, they bring results. So how do you know that you're ready to move to the next step? Because a lot of these are just conversations. How do you know when to level up, when to take a step back? Oh, I tested that. It's not, that doesn't seem to be working. So let me try something else. I mean, what does that look like?
There are 3 rules of engagement that tell you, and they're real simple. The first one is you only make 1 point per turn. When I practice this with sales folks, like the call I just had before, we play a silly game sometimes. I call it executive chess, infinite think time. Then you get to say one thing as a question or a statement, and you're done. Now they say something. Then you get infinite think time, and it's real fun to watch because the other participants on the call will say that was the most amazing thing I've ever seen. And the salesperson I'm working with will say, but there was a lot of awkward silence. And I'll ask the other people, how awkward was that silence? And I'm like, it wasn't awkward. You were both thinking actually before you spoke next. And that reduced the tension of all this and let you adapt. So 1 point per turn is the first rule. And the second is to follow the clues. That sounds obtuse, so let me give you a clear example. We're going to look for the hot word. Jerry, I'm really excited to talk about the business you're building today. What's the hot word in what I just said? Jerry, I'm really excited to talk to you about the build. Yeah.
Excited.
And I could flip that around and say, Jerry, I'm really frustrated with how it's been to work with you lately.
Frustrated.
Most of us have a tendency to reply instead of follow. They've just told us what they want to speak about if there's a hot word in there. And so if I say, hey, Jerry, I'm really excited about where you're going with your business, instead of you saying, oh, yeah, it's been so awesome to XYZ, you would say, what's got you excited? And now I will tell you. And if I say I'm super frustrated, blah, 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 instead of saying, oh, we're really good at solving problems, now you don't have to guess before you answer. So we follow those clues, hot words, as we go around that wheel, and we'll realize if we've overstepped because we can follow the clue that gets us back to where we need to go.
Interesting. When you look at the framework, typically salespeople are thinking about who, what, when, why, and how.
You're filling those things out during. So the problem with who, what, when, why, and how is those are buckets that end up filled at the end of one of these conversations, but the way you fill them isn't one at a time in a super linear fashion. We don't first say, all right, who all is involved in this? Because we haven't earned enough trust to ask that question. We don't first go with, why are you all doing it this way? Or what's the real why here? We have to build little pieces that establish that through a lot of information.
You almost have to be a sleuth. Listening, questioning, synthesizing, listening, questioning, synthesizing, rinse and repeat.
That's right. And so the third rule I want to get up here and then be done with the dropping framework stuff here is open prompts or open questions. Closed questions, classic in sales playbooks though, start with words like is, do, would it be okay if, is this something you're experiencing? That's just fishing on your own agenda. An open approach changes those from yes, no questions to more like Likert scale questions. They have a lot of direction they could go, and you're not forcing them into one.